Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Ohio.
At this time, I would like to yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Spano.
Gentleman's recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to express my disappointment at what the House is devoting its time to this afternoon. It's certainly not the issues that my constituents elected me to come to Washington and advocate for on their behalf. We're not on the floor today talking about how we can improve care and service for veterans. We're not talking about how to fix the crumbling infrastructure, how to fix the broken immigration system. We're not talking about how to modernize and personally tailor health care. We're not on the floor talking about how we can continue to implement policies to further strengthen our booming economy. Instead, we again find ourselves on the House floor talking about President Trump and his administration. Sound familiar? This morning, in the interest of full transparency, the Trump administration released the complete memorandum outlining the telephone conversation between the president and the Ukrainian president, just as the president promised he would do yesterday. But before reading the transcript, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle prejudged the memo and called for impeachment. Did the Speaker wait to see and review this information? No. Instead, she went before the American people to announce that the House would begin the formal impeachment inquiry into President Trump. Well, I read the transcript, and I don't see the bombshell that the Democrats promised. There's no quid pro quo, no this for that. Nowhere does the president say that he will withhold military aid unless the Ukraine investigation continues. It's simply not there. So in rushing to judgment and overpromising, if it sounds familiar, that's because it is. We waited nearly 2 years for Special Counsel Mueller to finish his report on the 2016 election. Over and over, we heard Democrats promise the report would lead to President Trump's impeachment. And after a disappointing report and even more disappointing appearance by the Special Counsel before Congress, they went fishing for new reasons to attack the president. What happened to the standard of innocent until proven guilty in this country? I learned that in law school. How have we strayed so far from this fundamental principle? The Democrats are operating under the presumptive belief that the president is guilty. They believe if they look long enough and hard enough, and maybe, just maybe, they'll uncover something, anything that they can impeach him for. This is wrong, and I will not support their efforts. I will not stand by silently while it happens. But if my colleagues on the other side of the aisle truly believe that this warrants impeachment, and if they're not willing to wait 1 day to read the transcript, then why are they sending us back to our districts for the next 2 weeks? The majority leader said this morning, there are no plans to cancel the recess because, quote, it's important members go home to their constituents and explain what we're doing, close quote. In other words, they still need to convince the American people that today's revelations, which didn't live up to their promises, should lead to President Trump's removal from office. I call on the Democratic leadership.
Gentleman's time's expired.
I will allow 1 more minute to yield 1 more
Gentleman's
minute to the
recognized for
gentleman
1
from
minute.
Florida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I call on the Democrat leadership to keep us in session the first 2 weeks of October. If this is as urgent and serious as you are telling the American people, I will not support the political impeachment that Democrats are incessantly pursuing. I implore this House and its leadership to put this behind us once and for all and get to work and do the important work that the American people sent us here to do. I'll yield.
Gentleman yields back.